I decided, you know what? Why am I doing fucking Kung Fu? God damn it! It's hot as a bitch. Whatever, we're gonna push through. Okay, hi, I'm Alex Tobias and welcome to my channel. In this video, I kind of want to talk about, very briefly, a very medium shallow dive of the circular existence portion of my overarching message, which I had stated in my first video. So, the circle. What do I mean by this? This is gonna sound like some cult shit or something, but it's not. It's just something that I've kind of recognized all around me that I've decided is significant in my life and significant everywhere. And by circle, I mean the shape, like a fucking circle. You see it everywhere in nature. Circles, cycles, they can be beautiful, they can be awful, and they can serve you, and they can be obstacles to overcome. So what do I really mean by that? It's got so many relative meanings that it just feels like an appropriate shape or concept to really revere as this thing to come back to when I feel like, oh, shit isn't going well, or God, shit is going really well, and then I have that like building fear that, oh, it's only a matter of time before shit goes wrong again. So I won't go that deep because I feel like it could go really deep. I know I sound kind of fucking like a whack job. I'm wearing a sandwich board and I'm like, the circle is coming. Have you guys ever seen Uzumaki? It's like spirals. There's spirals everywhere. Everything is a spiral. Actually, did you know spirals? Never mind. But they are inside of us. When I say in my overarching message, despite the challenges of a circular existence, what I mean by that is that the best kind of metaphor I use that implements this shape, this idea that what goes around comes around, or what goes up must come down, is the Ferris wheel. One of my favorite cards in a tarot deck is the Wheel of Fortune. Good fortune comes and then bad fortune will follow, and it's a cycle that repeats and repeats. You might as well enjoy where you're sat, wherever you are on the Ferris wheel. For me, when I apply that to my own life and my own journey, it's oftentimes where I feel like, oh, I just completed this big project, or oh, I just won something, put out this new song, or oh, I just learned something new, or with family, everything's great, or with my friends, everything's great, with my partner, everything's great. And it feels like I'm at the top of the Ferris wheel. I'm looking down, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm here, baby, I got to the top. But then, so quickly after, one thing goes wrong and you feel like you're coming down again. You're going down on the Ferris wheel and it's just going downhill. Like, no, I want to get back to the top. But it's really not that. In reality, it's not that you're going down on the Ferris wheel, it's just that you're at the top and now your Ferris wheel's gotten much bigger. But rather than being at the top and coming down, you're just further down from the top once again because your Ferris wheel got bigger. That's how I feel about it. That's the analogy that I feel has brought me peace in my life. Another fun way that circles are incorporated in your life is, I love this term, when something comes full circle, right? I love when that happens. Why does it feel so good and so aligned when something comes full circle? Because it's natural, because circles are everywhere. I literally sound like a crazy person. I'm like, this is a circle. But like, I dead ass mean that. It's so satisfying. It's just such, I feel, a clear message from the universe that something in your life is either going right, going wrong, or you're on a path. You know, that's the most confusing thing most times in our lives is we're like, fuck, what am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Even if you have everything planned out to a T, or everything's going fucking ship shape and you feel like, yes, I've been making steps in the right direction somehow, some way, one part's gonna be slightly off, or maybe you're gonna make it up in your head and it's not actually gonna be slightly off and you're gonna be like, fuck, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? So when something comes full circle in your life, it's almost like, here's a freaking bone from the universe. One example for me recently actually was, don't watch this, okay? I don't love you or anything. My cousin and I, the other day, we spent probably around 5 hours just drawing, doing digital art, and then we spent another couple hours doing traditional art outside on her balcony. Such a wonderful day. She's my ate by like 5 years. When we were little, dude, she was such a bitch. I was her little like slave. I just remember like looking up to her so much. Just coolest, most artistic, talented person that I ever thought like existed. Not anymore. Still all of those things. When we were little, she was just a magnificent artist. I would be like, everybody, look at this drawings. Look at her drawings. Look, she drew. And then she like snatch it away from me. She's like, don't show anybody. And she gets so fucking mad. Dude, she'd be like, well, what's wrong with you? Like, she'd get pissed at me. When we got a little older, I thought that, oh, my cousins, her siblings, they're the ones, and my other cousin too, they're the ones that are good at drawing. Since they're good at drawing, I can't be good at drawing. I'll just stick to painting, right? Because they're so much better than me. And I remember my aunt that said one time, and this sticks with me, she's gonna be like, God, you're still saying that? But it happened, all right? It happened. And no one in her family paints. And I was like, I paint? And she goes, no, like real painting. Oh. So she was a fucking bitch. She's so nice and kind to me now. I think the years have just like beat the shit out of us that we're just like, we just have each other. We can't keep projecting our insecurities onto each other, what we think our own limitations are onto each other. Those are our humble beginnings. Fast forward so many years later, and we're drawing together on a balcony. It's just fucking cool because we've come full circle. We would draw together all the time when we were tiny. We've started as these little girls, and we've come all the way around to being adult women that are drawing together again. It feels right. It feels aligned, and that's a message from the universe. Hey, you're on the right path. Another great example, my grandmother. She had always wanted to be an actress when she was young. Fast forward however many years, her granddaughter, this guy, writes a script based on her life. It's like a coming of age story for an older woman. Who did I have star in that film? My grandmother. And so that has come full circle. There was still enough time for her to get in front of a camera and fucking cry and act her ass off. It's still in post right now. It's almost done. She did it. She's an actress. To have that moment on the balcony, drawing with my aunt, being able to make a film starring my grandmother, who had always wanted to become an actress, having those circles just come together, it's such a beautiful feeling. I wouldn't have gotten those full circle moments in those ways if I hadn't decided to sit down with my ideas and pursue them. Getting those full circle moments wouldn't have been possible if I had just sat on my ass and ruminated on how much I didn't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move forward. I don't know how to stay like left, right. What do I do? You just gotta do something. It'll take you where you need to go eventually. And the universe will let you know you're in the right place. You've come full circle. So, someone had asked me about my Mexican side. Here's the tea. It's not really tea. It's my personal history. My mom's Filipino. My bio father is Filipino as well. My dad, who is different than my father, who raised me, who is my papa, my dad, he is Mexican. I kind of lean more into my Filipino side just because you will find people that police ethnic authenticity. Blood quantum, whatever, we could get into that. I mean, I've never met Mexicans that don't want to involve me. It's just a conversation that I don't really feel like fucking having. I just don't feel like defending or explaining my ethnic validity to the internet, so that's why I just lean more into being public about being Filipino, because that is without question. With that being said, another full circle moment several years ago, 6 years, this fucking bang. Stop it. So I decided, you know what? Why am I doing fucking Kung Fu? Because I actually do Chen Tai Chi, or I did formerly, Chen Tai Chi, and I used to very briefly do Shaolin Kung Fu. I was like, you know what? Why the fuck don't I do Filipino martial arts? You know what? I'm gonna do it. I started taking lessons at school that I think I had gone to once when I was like 3. But then I got so embarrassed. Embarrassed. I walked in and the big kids were like tumbling forward from one end of the mat to the other end of the mat. One of the girls were literally just like, all right, jump in, follow the older kids. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And they were like, just follow them, just try. So I get on the mat and they're all done and everyone waits for you to get to the end of the mat. I went and I just, and I literally just rolled on my side to the end of the mat and all of them laughed. All of the older boys laughed. The girls laughed. And I was like, Mommy, I'm not fucking going back. You're gonna have to kill me. And so I didn't go back. And then, many a year later, oh yeah, I had gone to this school a long time ago. Okay, yeah, I'll go to this school. And then I find out my father, not my dad, not my Mexican dad, my father had gone there and used to be a student there all throughout the 90s. Just like crazy, full circle moment. It didn't necessarily feel like I was on the right path because he had gone there. It just made me feel like, whoa. And it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's another full circle. So all of this reminds me of that one episode of Adventure Time. Season 7, episode 24, Hall of Egress. Mark my words. My favorite Adventure Time episode. It's just, you don't need to watch, you don't need to know anything about Adventure Time to watch it and be like, whoa. Arguably the best episode of Adventure Time is Food Chain. I digress. Hall of Egress. Egress means exit, and essentially Finn gets stuck in, I don't know what it is, like an ancient liminal space? I don't know. Invisible maze that he can't get out of, that every single time he breaks out the same way, he can't open his eyes, otherwise he'll end up back at the start of the maze again. In this episode, Jake, he keeps opening Finn's eyes when he gets to the outside world again, and Finn's like, dude, I can't open my eyes or I'm gonna fucking start over again, and I don't want to start over. Jake like pulls his eyes open. He starts at the front of the maze again. So Finn is like, sorry Jake, I just gotta do this my own way. And so Finn has to figure out how to get through the maze and emerge through it by himself. How I perceive it is Finn is stuck in this cycle of repeating the same. Jake, who he loves and adores and is his brother for life, he keeps fucking it up for him. At the end of the day, like, you have to choose your own path and you have to navigate it yourself, regardless of how much you love people and you know that they want the best for you. They only know what they know, and therefore they're going to act in a way that will either put limitations on you or the opposite. Sometimes they're very encouraging, but at the end of the day, they are not living in your skin, and therefore you gotta figure this shit out. That's one way to interpret it. I'm sure there's a plethora of ways to interpret that episode. If you have your own interpretations of it, please leave a comment down below and we can have a conversation. I think that's it for today. I hope dearly that you got something from it. If you didn't, fuck, I don't know. Maybe I was just talking in circles. Shut up. If there's anything you take away from this, is that 1, you're not going down on the Ferris wheel. Your Ferris wheel just got bigger. 2, watch Hall of Egress and report back. Okay, see you next week. Bye.